Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 21st to the 27th of August 2017. The weekend that we begin with has a harmonic between the Sun and Uranus which lights up the skies. This speaks of miracles, this speaks of where we're creating and taking our light and having a vision and creating from a larger space, but also staying open-minded, because the smaller mind during Mercury retrograde will be going in to examine the details and might even get too microspective on that. But with Uranus, especially Uranus retrograde, we are looking at the bigger vision and the higher mind, and to see where we can be bigger and more magnanimous and more radiant and more magnificent. So just opening up with that light of the Sun and Uranus this weekend seems the best way as we approach the eclipse. People have asked me what the eclipse will bring, and that's a double lot of impossible, because eclipses are unpredictable, and this one is a second new moon in Leo. So I'm looking at the chart and it's incredibly simple actually. So I feel that the simplest way through this eclipse will be to take the simplest path. The inner child comes out, so we need to be like the wise fool. We're walking with wisdom, but also with levity and trust in our heart. And that inner child wants to radiate from a place of creativity and to be present and to shine. So nurturing our inner beauty and cherishing peace, keeping things simple, that seems to be the message for this eclipse. I feel we're manifesting quicker and quicker, and it's important, maybe one of the things we can do during this time is to make sure that we take care of our inner environment. Many people speak about the pollution in the external environment, but what are you polluting internally? Where are your thoughts and feelings, your programming and conditioning, taking you to create from a place of fear and conjure up challenges, rather than being open and simple and creating from a place of love? So there's a feeling of grace and purity could be the focus. It's also interesting that Saturn is stationary, preparing to turn direct, and this will be the last Saturn direct in Sagittarius as we head towards Capricorn later in the year. So time is standing still, and that's appropriate really, because if we're taking the simplest path and we're going back inwards to that inner radiance, then can we just put time on hold instead of trying to plot forwards, instead of using that rational, logical, functional mind? If everything's just held in a space, then can we connect and start to create the best possible future from a very simple inner radiance without too much thought? So that's the eclipse on Monday. That's at 7:31 p.m. UK time, and will be visible across the United States, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of footage on that. By Tuesday the Sun moves into Virgo, and again this is with the Mercury retrograde. This could be a call to try and organise, but it's not the right time yet. So maybe take a pause, appreciate natural beauty, breathe and just be for this first part of Sun into Virgo until Mercury delivers his message and goes forwards again. So Mercury's travelling back to meet the Sun, and this happens by the weekend, but for now, like I say, we just know that we're going back to get the point of something, to recalibrate ourselves from deep within, and to change the way we think, to change the programming, and to simplify, to declutter. By Thursday we have an interesting aspect because Venus squares Uranus. Venus direct in Cancer, squaring Uranus retrograde in Aries. So there's a sense here of emotional intelligence. If we're not using the rational brain so much at the moment, the one that has us planning and thinking and trying and striving, then what do we really know? Where do we know it from? When something feels right, it probably is. And this will be a good one to go back to trusting our instincts, to trusting our intuition, first impressions of people, to really get into that sense of something being right or wrong, or the vibration of it, rather than overriding that with the mind or with what we want. So Saturn prepares to turn direct, and we're hanging in the balance. We're reviewing, reassessing and reevaluating on a grand scale. But I feel this is transpersonal. So this isn't us examining ourselves too much. Like I say, we need to stop thinking a little bit and hold the potential. But I feel this does work because Saturn is in Sagittarius. This is transpersonal. So this is having a look at, do we believe what we're told straight away? Are we believing what we want to believe? And are we seeing the world through real eyes? There have been many revelations since Saturn turned retrograde at the beginning of April, so time to reassess. What have we learnt? What do we need to change in order that our perspective has a clear road ahead? But everything culminates at the weekend with a triple aspect. We have Saturn actually turning direct, so that's fanning the flames now of justice and adventure. To have our own sense of justice, to know what's true, to not fall into what the media tells us and to play along with their programme, but to have a sense of our own inner honesty and to engage with our adventure, with our story of life, rather than following somebody else's narrative. Venus shimmies into Leo, and this is star quality, so this is perfect for Carnival and all of those aspects that will be going on this weekend. There's a sense of golden beauty, creativity and brightness, so hopefully we will have some sunshine weather as well. So Venus has been going through Cancer, which has taken our emotions and helped us feel into our changing emotions, really. If you watch how you change over a course of a few days or a course of a month, then what's the commonality? We can't just go with how we feel all the time because we're on a bit of a roller coaster that way, but where's the actual continuum? Where's our centre? And where's our own steer? But now she moves into Leo, and this is a bit more about shining that bright light that we've been speaking about with the Sun meeting Uranus and the Leo eclipse, with that simple inner child star quality, being able to radiate that out. So quite joyful, quite fun there. And finally, Mercury's meeting with the Sun to reignite projects, to reunite us with people and to reconnect us with what matters, where we're putting our valuable life force energy, where we're drawing down thoughts, what we're doing with them, what we're manifesting. That all comes to a point this weekend, so it feels very bold, creative and pure. I think those would be the words for this week. Simplicity, not trying to think too much, not trying to do too much, but going deep within, simplifying and connecting with the inner child, observing the eclipse, observing the different aspects that come up each day, but finding our own inner sun and setting our own tone and trusting ourselves and shining our light. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. I am available one-to-one or in London if you'd like to look at your chart, dive into the mysteries of your own personal soul plan and see where you can navigate a gentle path. I also have my online group for ongoing discussion and a number of online courses where you can study at your own pace. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.